I've written my own Sword and Shield anime series, and in this video, the Galar League continues with Ash vs Bede. How will this battle play out? Find out right now and subscribe for more videos. Episode 126. Inspired by Ash's recent victory, Marnie channels that energy to help her defeat Kabu. Piers and Ash are really proud of her win. Now it's Hop's turn. Before the battle, Leon warns Hop about Bede's strength, recalling how she shattered his confidence in their first battle. Hop remains confident though, and trusts his Pokemon. Ash decides to join Gloria and Sonia to watch Hop's battle, and it begins with Corvisquire versus Grapploct. Corvisquire starts with Tailwind, boosting the team's speed. Grapploct retaliates with Octolock, trapping Corvisquire. Corvisquire breaks free though using Air Slash. Grapploct tries Liquidation, but Corvisquire dodges with Fly and strikes back. Hop then switches to Boltund, and with the Tailwind boost, it outspeeds Octolock and defeats Grapploct with Psychic Fangs. Bede then sends out Phalanx, and uses No Retreat to boost its strength. Boltund uses Fire Fang, and Phalanx follows with Close Combat. Boltund then uses Psychic Fangs, but Phalanx counters with Zen Headbutt. The battle rages on, with Phalanx showcasing its endurance. And after a wild charge and close combat collision, both Pokemon are taken out. With only her Machamp left, Bede faces Hop's Blastoise. She compliments Hop's growth, but says she'll finish him with her best Pokemon. Hop disagrees though, and states that this battle is just a stepping stone for him to become champion. Machamp starts with Bullet Punch, but Blastoise counters with Hydro Pump. Machamp withstands it though, and strikes back with Thunder Punch, and then follows with Brick Break. But Blastoise quickly protects, and uses Rapid Spin. Machamp is able to grab it though, and then lands a powerful Cross Chop. Seeing how strong Machamp is, Hop decides to Dynamax Blastoise, and to his surprise, it actually Gigantamaxes. Bede does the same with her Machamp. Machamp uses Max Lightning, but Blastoise defends with Max Guard. Blastoise then counters with Max Strike, slowing Machamp down, but allowing a Max Lightning to hit. Both then prepare for their final moves. Hop commands G-Max Cannonade, and Bede uses G-Max Chi Strike. Blastoise's speed makes its move hit first, but Machamp doesn't give up, and it powers through to land its attack, causing a big explosion. When the smoke clears, Machamp falls, winning Hop the battle. Bede congratulates Hop, and he thanks her, saying he learned a lot from their battles. Ash, Gloria, and Sonia cheer for Hop's victory. Meanwhile, Leon is feeling very proud of his brother. Episode 127. The Galar League second round continues, with Raihan easily beating Shieldbert, and Gordy defeating Swordward shortly after. The brothers are shocked of their loss, and leave Winden Stadium in anger. Now it's time for the final battle of round 2, Bede versus Nessa. Bede remembers when he couldn't face Nessa's best team like Ash did, but now Bede wants to show Rose that he is strong enough. Ash and Hop watch to see how Bede's improved, while Gloria and Sonia cheer for Nessa. The battle begins with Gardevoir versus Toxapex. Toxapex begins with Baneful Bunker, but Gardevoir uses Calm Mind. Nessa then tries Venoshock, but Gardevoir dodges and hits it with a powerful Psychic, one-shotting Nessa's Toxapex. Everyone is surprised. Bede then looks up for Rose's reaction, but he's not there, which gets Bede frustrated. Turns out Rose left the stadium to stop the Sword and Shield brothers. He says he needs the help of Galar royalty such as themselves, and asks them to wait for him at Rose Tower. Back at the stadium, Bede Dynamaxes his Gardevoir against Nessa's G-Max Dreadnought, and wins with Max Overgrowth. Bede has swept Nessa to advance into the third round. Bede checks for Rose one more time, and he's returned now, applauding for Bede's victory. Rose then announces tomorrow's quarterfinal matchups: Hop versus Victor, Raihan versus Gordy, Ash versus Bede, and Piers versus Marnie. Later on, Victor celebrates with a cookout to mark their quarterfinal entry. The group hang out and have a fun time with their Pokemon. Ash then realizes he left his phone in the locker room, so Hop joins him to go get it. After finding Ash's phone, they head back to the campsite, but overhear Bede and Rose. Bede's upset that Rose missed most of his battle. Since the mural incident, Bede's felt like Rose abandoned him, even though he's tried hard to impress him. Rose acknowledges Bede's growth, but says his focus right now is on saving Galar from its energy crisis. He then heads to a meeting at Rose Tower. Seeing how upset he is, Ash and Hop decide to invite Bede to their campsite. As he spends time with the group, Bede slowly starts to warm up to everyone. He says he's done trying to please Rose. He's gonna be the greatest trainer in Galar, with or without him, and his first step in doing so is to defeat Ash in tomorrow's battle. Meanwhile at Rose Tower, Rose comes up with an interesting proposition for Swordward and Shieldbert. Episode 128. The group return to Winden Stadium for the quarterfinals, and they meet Ball Guy, who's hosting a special league event alongside Alistair. They'll be giving away a shiny Gengar to the first trainer that completes the Ball Guy catching challenge. Gloria's interested and decides she'll participate between Ash and Hop's matches. It's now time for the quarterfinals, consisting of 6-on-6 full battles. And first up is Hop versus Victor. The battle starts with Heatmor versus Oranguru. Victor uses Psychic Terrain, and Heatmor burns Oranguru with Flamethrower. Oranguru then uses Thunderbolt, but Heatmor is able to withstand it and uses a series of Bug Bites. Oranguru is struggling, but is able to set up Trick Room before being knocked out. Victor's next Pokemon is Indeedee, who's holding an Iron Ball, so Trick Room helps Indeedee move faster, allowing it to dodge Heatmor's attacks and defeat it with a powerful Expanding Force. Hop then sends out Surfetched, and it tries to go for Meteor Assault, but Indeedee's Disarming Voice slows it down and weakens the attack. Indeedee then follows with Expanding Force, so Hop switches to Silicobra. It struggles a bit, but then Hop cleverly uses an Underground Sand Tomb and defeats it with Poison Tail. Trick Room and Psychic Terrain then disappear, and with that, Hop easily gains the advantage. His Silicobra is able to defeat Sizzlipede, Rhyperior defeats Alchemy, and although Victor does beat Silicobra with G-Max Flapple, Dynamax Rhyperior is able to get revenge right after. Victor is now down to his last Pokemon, Inteleon. Hop commands Max Rockfall, but Inteleon's Hydro Cannon smashes through it and hits Rhyperior to defeat it. Hop then sends out Surfetched, and has an intense battle with Inteleon. Victor then commands Hydro Cannon, but Surfetched blocks it with its shield. Surfetched then follows with Leaf Blade. Inteleon then uses a series of acrobatics, but Surfetched withstands the attacks to defeat Inteleon with a point-blank Meteor Assault, making Hop the winner and advancing him to the semifinals. Ash, Gloria, and the others are really happy for Hop, and Victor congratulates him as well, praising Hop for his battle skills. Episode 129. After Hop's battle, Gloria rushes to Hop and congratulates him on his win. He then roots for Gloria as she heads off to do the Bald Guy catching challenge. The shiny Gengar goes to the first person to catch 6 Pokemon using the Johto region Pokeballs correctly. Gloria started late, but she's confident she can do it. She first goes for a Skidoo, but it's intercepted by Go, who's already caught 3 Pokemon. Gloria won't let him beat her again though, and she even brags about her encounter with shiny Regigigas just to get under Go's skin. While the battle between Raihan and Gordy progresses, Gloria easily catches Badoo with a Friend Ball, Heliolisk with a Fast Ball, Stonejourner with a Heavy Ball, Basculin with a Lure Ball, Blipbug with a Level Ball, and a male Meowstic with a Love Ball. As Raihan vs Gordy nears its end, Gloria finds a Clefairy at the same time as Go. They decide to have a quick battle to decide who can catch it, using Inteleon vs Cinderace. But in the end, Gloria defeats Go thanks to her type advantage. She then catches Clefairy with the Moon Ball. Gloria wins the challenge and gets the shiny Gengar from Alistair. She's super happy, and Go congratulates her on her first shiny Pokemon. Back at the stadium, Gloria makes it just in time, and her friends also congratulate her. Ash then prepares for his battle against Bede, both hopeful of a good battle with no hard feelings. Chairman Rose watches intently on this match specifically. The battle begins with Melmetal versus Granbull. Melmetal starts with Double Iron Bash, but Granbull dodges with Dig, and then attacks. Melmetal fights back with Thunder Punch, but Granbull counters with Fire Fang, dealing damage to Melmetal, so Ash switches to Corviknight. Bede reveals that Granbull belongs to Opal, and is well equipped to fight Steel types. Granbull uses Fire Fang, but Corviknight dodges and strikes back with Steel Wing. Granbull then retreats with Dig, but Corviknight follows with Brave Bird, securing Ash an early victory. Bede then sends out Gardevoir, and uses Psychic to knock Corviknight out of the air. Ash then follows with Steel Wing, but Gardevoir dodges and slows it down with Moonblast. Gardevoir then uses Calm Mind, allowing Corviknight to use Air Slash, and although it hits, Gardevoir combines it with Psychic to redirect the attack, defeating Corviknight. Ash is shocked by Corviknight's early loss, as that was his Ace G-Max Pokemon for this fight. Now knowing this, Bede is feeling a lot more confident in his ability to defeat Ash. Episode 130. Ash vs Bede continues, and Ash sends out Gliscor to face Gardevoir. Gliscor uses Rock Tomb to trap Gardevoir, but it uses Energy Ball to escape. Bede then switches to Mr. Rime, and immediately uses Reflect. Gliscor attempts to trap Mr. Rime with Rock Tomb, but Mr. Rime dances out of the way with Teeter Dance. With Gliscor confused, Ash switches to Torkoal. Torkoal uses Flamethrower, bypassing Reflect. Mr. Rime then retaliates with Psychic, but Torkoal shrugs it off and uses a powerful Overheat to defeat it. Ash is back on top. Bede smirks and then sends out his Ace Hatterene to close the gap. Torkoal uses Flamethrower, but it's countered by Psybeam. Hatterene then uses Magic Powder to turn Torkoal into a Psychic type. Ash tries to go for Body Press, however Hatterene dodges and uses a Shadow Ball to defeat Torkoal. The battle is now even. Bede decides to return Hatterene, and switches to Reuniclus, while Ash sends out Leavanny. Reuniclus starts with Future Sight, allowing Leavanny to use Energy Ball. It then follows with Light Screen to weaken its next attack, and counters with Side Shock. Leavanny binds Reuniclus with String Shot, and then strikes with the Flurry of X Scissors. Ash gets the win, but then Future Sight strikes right after, to take Leavanny out. Ash then sends out Heracross, while Bede sends out Gardevoir. Heracross uses Mega Horn, but Gardevoir tanks the hit and counters with Moonblast. Heracross then charges Focus Punch, and Gardevoir purposely takes the hit to use Calm Mind, and then he uses a powerful Psychic to easily defeat Heracross. Ash is really caught off guard. His friends are starting to worry, but Ash remains calm, and then sends out Gliscor. It uses Bulldoze to catch Gardevoir off guard. Bede tries to counter with Energy Ball, but Gliscor uses Giga Impact to destroy the attack and defeat Gardevoir. The battle is now even again. Bede sends out Galarian Rapidash and uses Mega Horn, but Gliscor dodges while recharging and then uses Rock Tomb. While Rapidash breaks free with Psybeam, Gliscor follows with Fire Fang. Rapidash then uses Play Rough, but Gliscor uses Bulldoze to escape, and we get a Mega Horn and Giga Impact clash, knocking both Pokemon out. Ash and Bede are now down to their final Pokemon, Melmetal and Hatterene. Bede wastes no time and Gigantamaxes Hatterene, and says that this is where he'll end Ash's League challenge. Ash is a bit nervous, but Melmetal turns to him as it wants to Dynamax as well. Ash trusts it and follows suit, but to everyone's surprise, Melmetal actually Gigantamaxes. Ash is completely stunned, and Gloria is in awe as she never knew this form existed. Meanwhile, back at Alola, Ash's friends and family are excited to see Melmetal unleash this new power. Hatterene uses G-Max Smite, but right before it lands, Melmetal uses G-Max Meltdown. Melmetal is now confused, allowing Bede to follow up with Max Mindstorm. Melmetal then begins to hurt itself, so Bede decides to finish it off with the Psychic Terrain boosted Max Mindstorm. But due to the effects of G-Max Meltdown, Hatterene can't use the same move twice. Bede is furious, as this throws off his momentum. Melmetal then snaps out of confusion, grabs Hatterene's tentacles, slams it down to the ground, and uses a powerful G-Max Meltdown to defeat Hatterene. Ash is the winner and advances to the semifinals. Ash thanks Melmetal for its hard work. Meanwhile, Bede is upset about his loss. At the locker room though, he's approached by Rose, who commends him for doing so well against the Alola champion. He said he made him so proud, and offers to mentor him once again. Touched but conflicted, Bede remembers that he no longer needs validation from Rose to measure his own worth. He thanks him, but chooses to continue his path with Opal. Rose respects Bede's decision, and then he leaves. Witnessing this though, Ash approaches Bede, leading to a moment of mutual respect, as their rivalry rekindles, with Bede vowing to train hard for the next championships. Thank you all for watching, and shout out to the channel members for their extra support. Remember to live your life to the fullest, and have yourself a damn good one.